That went. Some guys that really stuck out that I thought, again, excited about the development of the offensive line. Juantez Hollins had a really good scrimmage. Gaskins is coming on, and King. All three of those guys had real good scrimmages. So we've kind of today we started off with Juantez at left tackle and Gibbs at right tackle, and then Nick's Jacobson, and then Turnley at center. So we got good competition there, and continue to work it the other way too, with Gaskins and Hollins being the swing guys at the tackle position. But we feel good about how we're developing our depth. I thought Rothram got better in the scrimmage, so our offensive line depth is improving. Didn't play our ones a whole lot. Very limited as far as plays with them. Just wanted to come out of the thing healthy, so we were excited that we came out healthy. Yonklik is having an incredible camp. Both scrimmages, he has just really boomed the football, so he's done a good job. So that's kind of how the scrimmage went. Our depth chart, a little bit about our depth chart. I think it's settling in. We exchanged scouts today, so we're on Buffalo preparation week now. Today was a Tuesday for us, so tomorrow will be a Wednesday and a Thursday. We'll get 3 of each as we approach next week game. So today we exchanged scouts, and so the 2 deep is pretty much set, and working towards that game. It's been an interesting battle at quarterback with Mark and with Trey, and we still haven't settled on where we're at there, whether who's going to be the 2 guy. Both those guys are still repping, and we'll settle on that by the end of the week. But both those guys did well, and I really like how they're competing. Just other than that, our mode has completely changed from how we're preparing. Now we're out of camp, and we're focused on a game week and getting better, and installed our game plan today, and we'll work to refine it. Questions?
So are you saying is Hollins like kind of the starter
today? He was
right
the starter.
now?
He was the starter today. We went into the scrimmage with Gaskins as the starting tackle, and we came out of it today. Hollins was but that we think we've got a good deal going there. Right now, I feel like Hollins is probably a little bit ahead from a run blocking standpoint. Gaskins a little bit ahead from a pass blocking standpoint. But the good thing about that is we're feeling good about where those guys' development is. And then I thought King had one of his better scrimmages. So Nick's is going to, it's really like him at that guard. He's really phenomenal guard, really. And then that's it gives have that experience inside with him and Jacobson. And we think that kind of helps with a new center if we can get those guys to come on and tackle. So that's But today, Juantez was the ones was Juantez at left tackle.
When will you settle in? Because you've got to get those guys playing together.
Yeah. I think that's how we'll rep it, this week, and then I know they are repping the other one too. And basically, all it does is flip Nick's to the other. Gibbs to the other side. Mm-hmm. So, I think pretty much our starting right guard is going to be Nick's. Starting left guard is going to be Jacobson. Our starting center is going to be Turnley, with Jacobson coming in there. The first guy off the bench, I think, at guard is going to be King, and then Rothram. So that's the depth chart there. And then I think Hollins is left tackle, Gibbs is the right tackle, and then Gaskins would be the first guy off the bench there. So that's kind of where we're at right now.
Are you starting to settle in a linebacker too?
Yeah, I think the inside linebacker spot is Gordon and Gruder and Tristan Roberts. Those 3 will play those 2 positions. Quentin Smith is getting better every day and developing. And hated that Grigsby got injured because he was coming along inside there. So at the spur position, you have Todd Thomas is probably a little bit ahead, and then Greg Williams there behind him, and then the Panther feel really good about those 2 guys. And on third down, both those guys will play. Juan Price will play. We consider him a starter. So you got Lindsey and Juan there. But on third down, we'll rush both. When we go some of our 4-man stuff, we'll rush both of them. So that's kind of where we're at there. And got pretty much, I think, know the depth chart elsewhere.
Do you kind of feel like Shane is a little ahead of Tristan, or the other way around?
I think from an experience standpoint, Tristan and Gruder are really ahead. I think Shane's just got so much potential, and just being consistent, and you know, the experience. There's no substitute for experience, but athleticism and explosiveness, Gordon gives us a different dimension there. So I like how, you know, you got great experience with the two guys, with Gordon and Gruder and Tristan, and then with Gordon, and then with LaQuinton, and then with Grigsby, you've got explosiveness and athleticism. So you know, we'll see how that works. But I think Gordon will, you know, is going to get an opportunity.
You talked about some of your younger running backs. What did you see from them on the scrimmage on Saturday? Crockett,
Well,
Davis.
you know, we didn't play Ray and we didn't play Shanahan, so we got to look at a lot of young guys, and probably the star of the scrimmage was Ronald Jones. Well, I mean, he looked really good. Did some great things. They get 6 catches for. I mean, he had a kick, he had a punt return for a touchdown. That was real impressive. So the running back Crockett has been steady, ready to play. I mean, he's not running like a freshman. He's ready to play. Corey Davis, explosive, necessarily can do some things. He's going to play. Isaac Bennett continues to get better as a bigger back. And so Isaac kind of fits in the mold with Zach Brown. So he's kind of in that mode there. Like I said, Zach's had an outstanding camp, gotten better. He's really powerful. So, you know, the young guys really shine. I mean, I think that those 3 running backs, we've done well with those guys. But yeah, you hate to have to play them as freshmen, but I think they're too good not to.
Isaac looks like he's not done growing. Like he's hitting a growth spurt almost even
He's
since
a
he's been
big
here.
back, big, fast, strong. He's a big. And we like. We don't want the same kind of backs. We like the, you know, the big power back, and then we like you know, the speed guy like what Ray is. You know, Ray's more like a Reggie Bush type guy, and then you know, Zach's a power runner, and Isaac's probably behind him there. Malcolm's kind of in the middle. I mean, Malcolm's an ever down guy that really runs hard, really physical kid.
But you're dinged up receivers.
You know, they're all out there running around today, or walking around. Some of them walk around, some run around. They should be, you know, hopefully back, I think, by you know, tomorrow. I think we had pretty much most of those guys. The only guy was, you know, Eric Williams. He got a little dinged up, and he wasn't out there, or he was out there, but he's limited right now. And then we're still waiting to get, you know, a couple of guys back, like Grigsby and those guys like that.
Coach, you've been talking about athleticism. Who's a couple of the people that you're going to be looking at for leadership?
Oh, well, I think the leaders of our team are pretty evident. You know, Miles Kerrigan. Am I pronouncing that right? I'll make sure. Kerrigan. EJ gets on to me about not pronouncing that right. But Miles Kerrigan is definitely our leader of our team. Mike Shanahan would be the leader. I think if I picked one leader off offense and one off defense, it'd be those 2 guys. You know, yesterday I went and took the seniors to dinner, and we had a great time visiting. I really think this senior class is really special. So there's a lot of leaders in that bunch as well. But we talked about just I think the guys that you know, that represent our kids. If we picked 2, it'd be those 2 guys.
Todd, how hectic is it going to be when you go to sub packages on offense and trying to get the plays off? And how is that going for you with guys getting used to running in and out?
Well, we would like to not run anybody in and out. You know, that's our you know, we won't substitute much. You know, that's the key to what we do. That's why we have a hybrid. You know, that can play running back, he can play tight end, he can play receiver, and that way you're not substituting. Because when you substitute, you can't go fast. The officials stand over the ball and they wait for the defense to sub. So, you know, our deal is being able to get in shape, and we're somewhere around 18 seconds of play. You know, we got there about 15 seconds, and I think it's going to be hard for us to do that probably this year. I think it's you know, if we can keep it around 18 seconds of play, we're doing pretty good. But we don't want to be substituting. That's not. We don't want to do that. Every time you do that, it slows everything down. And you know, whether we have to do that a little bit or not, we'll see. But we're going to try to start off not substituting very much.
So the depth comes into play then on a series by series basis.
We'll decide what grouping we're going to start a series with. But you know, we only have really one grouping. We have. Play with two running backs, and we play with one of those running backs is a hybrid tight end type guy, and then you have 3 wide receivers. So that's kind of kind of our grouping that we like to get. We'll have different guys in there, but once we start a series, we like to stay with that group. So we won't do much subbing. That's what we're going to try to do. That's what we want to do. To be able to run what we're doing, that's how we do it.
Has generally eased all your concerns about the snaps?
Yeah, he's snapping the ball good. He had 4 that I didn't like today, but they were just, right here instead of right here, so that's a lot better. I think he's, we found some things technique-wise. Coach Leftwich had been watching him, and I think it's just doing it, and he's a natural snapper. And then Jacobson has been very consistent as well. He might even be the better snapper. I mean, just because he's done it a lot more. But Turnley's a natural. He'll be fine.
How Aaron Donald, how did he come from training camp, and where do you see him fitting in on defensive line?
I see him being a starter and my expectations for him to be one of the best, in the country. I mean, I think he's got all the potential in the world, and his deal is just discipline. I think that's the thing, the one word that I've talked to him about for the last, week or so, that's very, very important is discipline. We had a lot of penalties with our 2s in the scrimmage. I think we had 1 penalty with the 1 offense, and we had 2 penalties with the 1 defense. So we didn't have very many penalties there, which that's too many. But discipline is the key for us. Is that the team, that we early in the year, it's going to be the team that beats themselves. Don't beat yourself by turning the football over, being undisciplined. And Aaron has tremendous power and explosiveness about him. And what he has to do is make sure he operates from within the framework of the defense. What we've done to help him is he likes to attack. So we're through our scheme is letting that happen for him, and that he's a load. I'm gonna tell you, him and Chaz and KK, Miles, Ty Zell has had an unbelievable camp. I mean, we've really got some players there. Hargrove's had a great camp as well, so we feel really good about our interior defensive line and as well as those outside linebackers. So, but Donald is, I expect him to be one of the best.
You want him out there with the ones, I guess, right, Donald?
Oh, he's a starter, no doubt. Yeah, he is. He'll play every down he can play.
Coach, on offense, you said you want to run 18 seconds of play. What's a quick sentence on defense? What do you want to achieve on defense?
Well, on offense, we want to run a play every 15 seconds is what I'd like to do this year. We're probably not going to be able to do that. We're probably going to be around closer to 18. On defense is very, very simple. I mean, defensively, what we want to do is we want to dictate to the offense. We don't want to sit back and try to defend everything. We want to attack, and we want to take it to them. And our number one focus is to be the number 1 in scoring defense. How you do that? You stop the run. So we want to have, play great run defense, be relentless in our efforts, be extremely physical. We don't want the quarterback to be able to, relax. We're going to attack, and defensively, it's all about, I think, stopping the run and preventing the big play. So we'll mix it up a little bit.
Any final? Good.